There is late breaking news in Ukraine, the former Soviet republic that shares a border with Russia. Tonight, the Ukrainian president and the leaders of the anti-government protests there have agreed on a truce. But it's hard to see that tonight in Kiev, the capital. This is a live picture. 2 days of fighting there between police and protesters have left at least 26 dead and hundreds injured. For 3 months now, the protesters have been demanding closer economic ties with Western Europe. Holly Williams is above the burning city square. Holly?
Scott, the two sides may have agreed to stop fighting and start talking, but there are still thousands of demonstrators out on the street here in central Kiev tonight. They're facing off with lines of police and they are determined to stay put. On Kiev's Independence Square today, protesters tore up the sidewalk, mining for cobblestones that can be used as missiles. And they worked in teams to fill Molotov cocktails in case Ukraine's riot police try to force them off the streets they've occupied for nearly 3 months. The demonstrators are mostly middle class and well educated, and after last night's bloodshed, they're furious with their government. Hundreds were injured in the clashes as the centre of Ukraine's capital descended into mayhem. The police broke through the protesters' barricades with armoured personnel carriers and fired tear gas and stun grenades into the crowd. The demonstrators stood their ground and fired back with their homemade weapons. Police and protesters were killed, and there were allegations that live ammunition was used, though both sides denied it. After late-night negotiations with opposition leaders broke down, President Viktor Yanukovych addressed the nation. He warned Ukrainians that the demonstrators were trying to seize power. But the protesters accuse Yanukovych of being corrupt and increasingly dictatorial. Oleg Blashchuk is a professional translator who told us he came to Independence Square because he wants a more democratic government. Are you willing to fight?
When it's needed, yeah. I will fight for my family. I will fight for the future of my children, of my grandchildren. I have 2 grandchildren. I will fight, of course.
Holly Williams joins us now. Holly, what is the way out? How do they resolve this?
Well, it won't be easy, Scott, because the two sides are entrenched. The protesters say they won't leave until the president's removed from office, but he is clearly determined to stay on. So the two sides may have agreed to a truce tonight, but last night they both showed they're willing to use violence to get what they want.
Holly Williams in Kiev, where the fighting continues. Thank you, Holly.